FedEx Forum. This is The Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Hello, people. Good people.
Yeah.
People of Memphis.
Single on Lang.
Tigers of Memphis. Welcome to The Odds Couple. I'm not Rob Fisher. I'm Lang Whitaker. Rob Fisher is, at the moment, I believe, somewhere in the air between Salt Lake City and Chicago. Is that where the Grizzlies play tomorrow? Chicago?
Houston.
He's somewhere in the air between Salt Lake City and Houston on his way to another Grizzlies game. So Rob Fisher is not going to be joining us today. However, I'm here. John Roser is here.
I am. I'm here. What's up, everybody? Happy to be here. 3-2 week. Look, I need that 4-1 week, that 5-0 week. It's
CJ
right
Hurts
there.
Also. Let's get CJ involved too because we got a.
I also need a 4-1 week because it's right
three
there.
of us, all three of us went 3-2 last week. Looking at these numbers.
No, not a bad week for the syndicate.
Overall, a good week. Overall, we were
11 and 9. 11 and 9.
11 and 9.
11 and 9. That's a winning week.
75%.
It's a winning week for the syndicate.
Hashtag,
75%.
Hashtag Roser Math.
Hashtag Roser Math. It's a winning week for the syndicate. We need that 4-1 week. CJ and I were talking about this morning. It's just like one of these weeks we're going to find it.
I was 4-1 last week.
Yeah,
2 weeks ago.
I think I don't want to talk for anybody else, but as the most right person on Grind City Media, the furthest right person on Grind City Media.
What do you mean by that?
I'm right, Lang. I'm
right
correct.
wing or correct?
Like, I'm correct.
Oh,
right.
I think it meant politically.
What do you mean right wing? I'm
You said
right.
furthest right.
I am the furthest right. I'm the most right person. Sometimes, Lang, you know this, I can be a bit bigoted. Like, I just refuse to believe and accept the fact that Army, Navy, Indiana, Vanderbilt, those are the good teams to bet on. Those are the good teams right now.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm so used to betting against those teams that right now it is, start believing in them, bet on them. Like, I don't know. I've got to believe my eyes now, and I got to believe what the records and the stats say, no matter how ridiculous
We have some
it
proof.
seems
We have
to
some
me.
evidence.
We have proof in the pudding.
Yeah.
I just got to pit my own biases to the side as the most right person on GC. I'm pit my football biases to the side and make these picks a bit better.
I mean, everything we've learned and been conditioned to learn for the last
throw it out the window.
15
It doesn't matter.
years.
Yeah.
It's all a lie. Most of it.
Who's the most surprising?
It's got to be Army and Navy.
Okay.
Right? Does that or
No,
Vanderbilt?
Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt.
Indiana?
Indiana. All of them? I would say probably... Because I go the power conferences, I would say Vanderbilt's the more surprising over Indiana.
Yeah.
The reason I say this is because Indiana made a coaching change. But Vanderbilt's got the same coach they've had the last couple of years. So it's like, wait,
They did
what?
change the assistants.
They changed the assistants,
yeah.
right. But you still have the same head coach you've had, and that's who gets the credit and the criticism. So that's why I would say Vanderbilt.
I just pulled up teamrankings.com to see how everybody's doing against the spread. Teams that are either undefeated or only have one loss against the spread. Here they go. Army, BYU, Indiana, Western Kentucky, Marshall, Eastern Michigan, Navy, Pittsburgh, Virginia, UL Monroe, Minnesota, Illinois, Georgia Southern. I'm not conditioned to believe in any of those teams. I don't know about anybody else, but that's where you should probably be pitting.
You remember
your money
like 4 years ago, it was just we knew like Ohio State first half, Alabama first half.
Immediately.
2 winners, done every week.
Though Georgia in there on the game, I was going to
keep Memphis out of it. There's things we don't. Things we learned.
Iowa was going to give you the under.
Yep.
And typically they still do give you the under.
It's a
but
new
now
world.
We just don't know.
It's a new world in
world
college
order.
football.
Huh.
New world order. NWO. It was
Wolfpack or black and white.
yes. I thought last. By the way, CJ, with that bucket hat and that sweatsuit top on, you looked like sort of like one of the Run DMC guys from the.
I bought this jacket
Yeah.
for the hip hop concert.
There we go.
The LL Cool J concert that came through earlier this year. Or was that last year? Hip
I
Hop 50.
think it was last year.
It was
Last
last
year.
year. And so I bought this jacket to wear the bucket hat.
There you go.
Yeah. Thank you. Wait, by the way, this is the bucket hat that they're giving
Yeah,
away
Saturday
for
night.
Saturday night.
Saturday night, first 10,000
It's reversal.
fans. Buy your
Yes,
ticket.
great.
I thought it was interesting, like that Georgia. We talked about it on the Monday show. John was with us. You weren't. The Georgia-Texas game from over the weekend, and I've seen some people on the internet this week who are done with Alabama now, who are done with Kalen DeBoer, who are ready to move on. I've seen some people who are upset with Quinn Ewers, ready to move on from him, ready to just give it to Arch Manning. Let's go. They lost one game. Let's go. Move on. There's some people with short tempers out here, and I think we're at week 9 of college football season, and we've learned some things. We know some things. The New World Order is in place. Our New World Order rankings include several things that we've learned to condition to accept. Number 1, always bet on Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Number 2, service academies, good.
Yeah.
At least 2 of them.
Yes.
What else have we learned? Can we still take the Iowa under?
I think we can.
The overs hit a lot. Iowa has scored 40 points or more twice this season, something they haven't done since COVID.
So we can't always take
Can't
it.
always.
Yeah,
Can't always
Iowa's
take
been
it.
better.
I think you can bet against Michigan, who is right now 0-7 against the spread on the season, according to Team Rank.
I think something that's still been good in the NFL, Mike Tomlin as an underdog
Yeah.
has still been good. Has been good this year.
Hadn't even started thinking about the NFL.
Yeah.
Kirk
I know.
Cousins used to be money betting against him on primetime
Right.
games. Now, he's
Might be. I don't know. After last week, he might be again.
was that a primetime game?
No, but the next one, he laid the groundwork for all of us who were disbelieving. He's laid the groundwork to be back to where he was before. I don't know if you guys saw. He got pulled at the end of that game.
Yeah.
Michael Penix came in. Yeah, like the last possession for the Falcons. It was a blowout, but it was not good. So, we've got on the show today, as always, we've got picks. We've got free picks. We've got some nuggets, fish nuggets. Do we call them fish nuggets if he's not here, or we just call them nuggets?
Did you make the nuggets?
No, Fish made the nuggets.
Well, they're
He
fish-
passed the
fish
nuggets
nuggets.
to me.
And they're fish nuggets.
They're still fish nuggets,
still fish
just no fish. We've got our top 5 this week, and we're going to do something more controversial than we've done in the past. Something with a little more meat to it, something to chew on. Top 5 SEC quarterbacks. We all came up with those. And, of course, we're going to have our trends and things for the weekend. So, anything we learned last weekend watching these? We've already talked about the New World Order. Fish always asks us what we learned. Did you guys learn anything?
I learned. Let me find it here in the notebook. Workplace slay, everybody.
All day, every day.
I learned that last week, going in not this week's rankings, but last week's rankings, that was the first time since 2014 that you look at the AP top 3, neither Alabama, Georgia, Clemson, Ohio State, or Michigan were in the top 3. Last week's top 3 were Oregon, Penn State, and I forget who the third team was, but that was last week's top 3. Now, this week, because Georgia just beat the hell out of Texas in really impressive fashion, Georgia's back in the top 3. So I guess that starts the new streak. But I was really impressed, Lane, with the way the Bulldogs went out there and competed against Texas. Not just competed, like dominated against Texas. I thought Quinn Ewers was on my Heisman short list, and they made him look mediocre to bad.
I think they had 7 sacks against him. The offense, Georgia's offense, still didn't look good. Receivers dropped passes all over the place. Beck got intercepted a couple times.
Yeah, Beck has 8 interceptions on the year. I watch Georgia games. I don't watch them with near the eye that you do. What do you think is leading to Carson Beck's, I don't want to say struggles, but, turnover problem?
We have some crappy receivers mostly.
Okay.
I mean, it's also like it's so much turnover from the last couple of years that it's a whole new group of guys. I mean, Dominic Lovett's back. There's Dylan Bell's back, but Arian Smith's Georgia's top receiver, which is terrifying to say. Like Georgia, but I think this is a college football wide thing. I think all across college football, there's not the teams like Alabama and Georgia don't have all this elite talent at every position like they did in years past. Like you might have one elite player and then everyone else is kind of,
I will say
more
that
4 stars than 5s.
That with the receiver part in particular, Michigan doesn't have receivers.
Yeah.
Georgia doesn't have. Now, Michigan, unlike Georgia, they don't have a quarterback either. And I just find it strange that the Georgias of the world and I'll throw Alabama in there also, and the Michigans of the world. Like, they don't have at least one standout wide receiver. I don't know what's gone on in the high school to college pipeline, or if there's been a lot of transfers out of.
Ohio State has the guy.
Ohio State still has one.
Yeah. Texas still has. Don't they still have one of the guys?
Texas has.
Georgia took him out of the game.
Texas has a guy. Yes, like you need that guy. Ole Miss has that guy at wide receiver right now. Arkansas, I think, has that guy at wide receiver right now, and that's great for those programs. Don't get me wrong. I'm just used to the three programs that we named: the Michigan, Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama, Georgia, having those dudes at wide receiver, and right now, none of those programs have them.
I also learned that at least this season, Jalen Milroe, awesome in September, terrible in October.
How about this? No doubt about that.
Four games in September, 73% completion, 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. October, 64% completion, 3 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 9 sacks.
Yeah.
And then maybe that's part of the competition they played too, but he has not looked good these last few games, and the naysayers are known now. Did you see the shirt, the Let All Naysayers Know Now? It's lost at Nashville and Knoxville.
Yeah.
Not a good look.
Yeah, it's a tough one. That's a tough one.
This weekend, my Bulldogs are off, and it feels weird, because I usually plan my weekend around what time does Georgia play, what am I going to do? So when your team has the weekend off, John, when the Niners are off?
This year?
Yeah.
That'll be after this Sunday. I cannot wait. I'm excited.
On that week, do you just take the weekend off football, or do you watch it?
No. I enjoy watching football. I get to enjoy it. It's stress-free. Bye week is amazing this year.
Yeah.
On the years that are kind of going a little rocky, a little up and down, bye week is the best week. Love it. Love the bye week. Hated the bye week last year because we were on a 3-game losing streak going into the bye.
Yeah.
And it was like we were 5-0, then we were 5-3, and then hit the bye. And I'm like, I got to sit here and marinate on a 3-game losing streak for 2 weeks. It sucked. This year, win or lose on Sunday against Dallas, I'm looking forward to the bye week. I'm just ready for it to be here.
Georgia's got the bye week this week, and you're coming off a big win against Texas. You know who's probably enjoying their bye week this week? Billy Napier. Because we all thought he was going to get fired this weekend.
Yeah, man.
We thought he was going to be gone by this weekend.
Yeah, and he's not.
And they beat the pants off Kentucky last weekend.
They did.
They ended up winning by 20-plus. The freshman running back had 5 touchdowns. They looked good.
They did.
By the way, you know who played for Florida, played cornerback for Florida? Cormani McLean. Remember that name? He was a 5-star cornerback commit to Miami, and then Deion flipped him to Colorado. He and Travis Hunter were going to be the next, and then he ended up playing a little bit at Colorado or whatever. I don't know what happened. He transferred to Florida, sat out the whole season up until last week, and no one knows why. It was like a big mystery. I spent about an hour today trying to find out about all this. Didn't play at all. Then got a pick 6 his first game, and the team got the whole defense got a penalty celebrating in the end zone after he scored against Kentucky at the end of that game. So I guess he's back for Florida now too. They got some interesting things there. They got him, Lagway, the freshman running back. I don't know. Do you think? No, I'm not going to say it.
Say what? Bowl eligible?
Napier? No, does he keep his job?
Listen.
Maybe
that buyout is still
daunting.
large.
Yeah, it is.
So if he's respectable, what? I don't have their schedule pulled up in front of me, but
I got you.
I'm not sure what. But if he gets them to a bowl game, I think 5 wins. Yeah, he's bowl game. Absolutely, he keeps his job. No question about it. 5 wins. He's still. I'm pretty.
They're
sure
4-3.
4-3.
They need 2 wins to get a bowl.
No. The rest of their schedule is
versus Georgia, at Texas, versus LSU, versus Ole Miss, at Florida State.
Just don't get the hell beat out of you. You got 1 win in Florida State. So you get the Florida State win, that gets you to 5. And if you win one of those other games, that's a big time upset. Your fans are high off of that upset, and you're going to a bowl. Now I don't know if it'll be a Florida bowl. They might get shipped off someplace else, like Birmingham or something like that. But hey, they'll enjoy it.
I mean, Could Ole Miss by that point? It's the next to last game of the season. Could Ole Miss at that point just be like, all right, screw it. All these guys are going to transfer anyway. That's all NIL guys. If Ole Miss loses another game between now and then, because Ole Miss plays Georgia, I think, the week before that, and Ole Miss would have 3 losses. Maybe they're just like,
Mississippi
all right.
State is the week after that.
Yeah.
Because the Egg Bowl, maybe they overlook
I don't know.
Florida or just don't want to be around.
Ole Miss has had some clunkers too this year. You know.
I think everybody has had clunkers.
Yeah.
With the exception of Indiana. Which
Florida,
again, what are we doing? How does that happen?
Kurt Signetti, he told you at his opening press conference, he says, I win. Google me, I win.
Everybody says that in their opening press conference.
They don't say Google me, I win the way he said it. They do not do that.
Well, that Southern Miss coach, we played the clip on Who Said It on the Monday edition of the Odds Couple. I know you all watched it. We played the clip of the Southern Miss coach over the weekend saying, I'm a winner. We're going to turn this thing around. In his press conference after the game Saturday, the fans were chanting, fire him. He did a whole speech about how I'm a winner. We're going to turn this around. We got good things. The next day, he got fired.
Yeah.
This dude went 53-17 at IUP, whatever the hell that is.
That's not Ooey Pooey.
No, that's just IUP.
So that's Indiana University and Purdue.
He went
Is that where
14-9 at
No, he went to
Elon.
Ooey, didn't he?
Conchar? Where'd Conchar go?
No, he went.
IUPUI.
He went Fort Wayne.
He went Fort Wayne.
He went to Fort
He
Wayne.
went Indiana.
How many
Purdue, Fort
Indiana
Wayne.
schools are
There's
there?
a lot of them. He went 53-17 at IUP. He went 14-9 at Elon in 2 years, and then he took the James Madison job. And when they were FCS, he went 14-2, 7-1, and 12-2. And then they became D1. They moved up to the FBS level, and he went 8-3 and 11-1. Like, this
him.
dude wins, man.
I mean,
IUP is Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
so it's not an Indiana University. It's in Pennsylvania.
I don't know where this damn university is. It's got 2 states in the name. I don't trust it.
That's like whenever there's a college, it's like something state, but it's not a state.
Yes.
That's always a red flag for me.
Where is this place? It's located in Indiana, Pennsylvania. There is a city called
That ought to be
Indiana in
illegal.
Pennsylvania.
We can't be having that.
I mean, that record you talked about with Signetti, all the wins he had,
And their nickname, they are the Crimson Hawks.
that's pretty
Exactly.
cool. Crimson Hawk. I mean, that's sort of like Kalen DeBoer, who was 104-12 coming into this season at Alabama, and everybody's like, "Wow, this guy's won everywhere he's been," and now he's 5-2.
I'm trying to see if there's anybody
He's
you
still
would.
winning,
He's still winning. It's just
but
not.
it's
what
not.
they-
It's not Alabama winning.
It's not, that's
Do
not
you
what they're used to.
wait?
That's
Hold
crazy to me.
on. Do you know who went to Indiana University at Pennsylvania?
John Conchar.
Who?
Jim Haslett.
What?
Yeah, Jim Haslett. Also, adult film star Steve Wolf.
Oh, I know about him.
Steve
Art
Wolf.
Rooney, the founder of the
The
Pittsburgh
Rooneys?
Steelers. Yeah. Patricia Robertson. She was a NASA astronaut.
I don't know any of them.
Chad Hurley.
Skater.
Chad Hurley's a big part of our lives, y'all. Chad Hurley. You don't know who Chad Hurley is, but I'm going to tell you why he is the co-founder and CEO of YouTube. So he's a massive part of our lives.
That's
yeah.
funny. He went there, and Mark Cuban also invented internet video, and he went to Indiana
Yes.
University.
Where? In Indiana or Pennsylvania?
He went to the Indiana.
He went to IU,
IU.
like
okay.
Indiana,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because there's talk about him being the guest picker on game day this week. Game day's at IU.
It needs to be Calbert Chaney.
I'll take Alan Henderson.
Alan Henderson. Jared Jeffries.
Bring Tom Crean back. Let's go.
He's
Bring
around.
Tom Crean back.
It's time to have some healing. Let's let
Yeah.
everybody come together and heal.
Is Bobby Knight's son still around? Because Bobby
Pat-
Knight's not.
Pat
Bring
Knight?
it, Pat Knight.
Bring the ghost of Bobby Knight back.
What about like they did with Tupac at the
A
concert?
hologram of
Yeah, a
Bobby
hologram
Knight.
Bobby
No,
Knight.
get up. Seriously,
Who
like,
cursed more, Bobby Knight or Tupac?
Get
Bobby
up.
Knight, easy.
Yes,
Isaiah Thomas.
he's around.
Get Isaiah Thomas.
Zeke would do it probably.
Yeah, get Zeke to do it. I don't know any Indiana football player. Antoine Randall L. That's the only football player I got for you. So
And they're 7-0 and 6-0-1. I do believe against the spread on the year.
yeah, or get one of the Zellers. Cody Zeller went there. Tyler Zeller went to North Carolina. Cody Zeller went to Indiana.
I thought you meant Fuzzy.
Cody's still in the NBA though, so I don't think he can do it.
Up ahead this weekend, there's some SEC games coming up. We can take a look at them. I mean, I guess LSU is the big game this weekend in the SEC. It's the primetime game, I believe. LSU, Texas A&M. Texas A&M's first place in the SEC.
Yeah.
1 loss overall against LSU.
What are you making those noises for?
These games are sort of underwhelming.
I
Missouri,
agree. No, this is not a great
Missouri's
week.
been disappointing, and their Brady Cook is doubtful, and their running back's out.
So, you're
That's-
telling me Alabama got to get right game.
Okay, so Brady Cook's doubtful?
Yes.
That's what happened. CJ and I were going over lines before this, and I was like, we were
you
going
guys-
over who
you
plays
guys
bring
go
out
over lines
helmets.
together before this?
Sometimes. And
when
he
you show
goes,
prep like that,
he goes,
cheating.
Alabama's this weekend, they're 17. They're favorite. I go, they're 17? I was like, that was 13 and a half like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
That's why. If Brady Cook is out,
Well,
that's
remember
exactly
last
why.
week he got hurt in the game, left, got an MRI, came back and finished the game. And Eli Drinkwitz cried in his press conference about how much this young man means to this university and all that stuff. But they
Well,
said
sometimes you got to cry in a press conference.
they said he was trying to practice this week and could barely move around, and he's still technically available, but from what I read, like he looks terrible, and he's probably not going to play.
It's tough.
So I would guess he's out. The running back's out. Their leading running back, Noel,
Yeah.
he's not playing either. So, I mean, that game's kind of if throw that back up, Jacob. I think the other one was the Texas A&M LSU, I guess, is the Texas Vanderbilt to me is the one that's kind of fun. I
Why is that fun?
look at the number. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Vandy could cover that.
Yeah. They could.
I'm going to watch that one just to
They
cheer
also
for Vandy to cover.
couldn't.
Well, 2 years ago they definitely couldn't. Yeah. This year they've been covering.
They could cover that. It's a big number.
And Alabama against these smaller teams has not been great.
I think Texas is a little bit better at the line of scrimmage than Alabama,
Yeah, but I'm not
and probably
sure.
in the secondary.
Maybe. I mean,
Everybody's better in the secondary than Alabama.
Yeah, that's all of that is true, but we've seen quarterbacks come through. Desmond Ridder, I feel like, was the last one. Reynolds, quarterback for
just got-
Navy when he was
yeah,
there.
PTSD bringing up Desmond Ritter.
Johnny Mandel,
That guy
another
started.
one. Just a quarterback who comes through, and the nation just has nothing for them. There's no.
Are you saying that's
discernible-
Diego Pavia?
Man, there's no
Yeah.
to me no discernible thing he does at the super elite level. It's just one of those things where, hey, how many yards do I need? Diego, we need you to get 8. Cool, I'm gonna get 9.
It works
right?
the other
just
way
that.
too. It's like there's nothing he can't do.
Yeah.
Seems like anything you need him to do,
He does it.
he got it.
He
I got
does
you.
it.
Yeah, I'll run the option. I'll throw this pass. Like, I still think about that play on 4th down against Tennessee. Was
Yeah.
it where he lobbed that
Tennessee,
like
it wasn't
long?
Tennessee.
Who was it? It was the big win they had earlier this year.
Alabama?
Alabama. Yeah,
Yeah.
that long 4th and 1 or whatever, and he threw like a 25-yard bomb down the field. Like, he's made some plays that were pretty impressive.
He's the classic example of jack of all trades, master of none. Better still, a master of one. Right? Like you need people to be really good at everything or great at a handful of things. And Pavia is one of these quarterbacks who's really good at everything. Like, I'm not sure. It wouldn't surprise me at all. At home, there's going to be a raucous crowd for Vanderbilt. It isn't.
I wonder if the Bama fans have already like bought up all the season tickets for that game.
Yeah, they bought up the season tickets, and so now they're selling them. I wonder how many Texas fans
yeah.
will get their hands on those tickets. So yeah, it's not going to be.
How crazy would it be to be a Vanderbilt fan and have to buy tickets off StubHub for your own team home games? Because
what
other
happens.
teams buy all your home.
That's
you know,
what happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, Pavia could go out there. I think making him an 18.5-point underdog is a mistake.
We're gonna the other game that I have. Well, I have a pick on it, so I will sit this out. However, the other game this weekend that's kind of fun is Navy Notre Dame.
I have a pick on it, so I got to sit it out.
Okay. Get any thoughts on it?
CJ, your thoughts, your turn.
If Notre Dame is the reason why we don't get an Army/Navy showdown in the American, well, we will get it in the American, but we don't get them undefeated going into the college football playoff, I say we kick them out. Just make them go down to the FCS.
This is a game for the country. Okay, we have Jesus and the military here. So, like,
Which side are you on?
it's come together. You find out in picks.
It's church
You'll find
versus
out in
it's church
picks.
versus state. This is we've had a separation of church and state. This is it. We're gonna have them go up against each other, and it's 14 points, 13 and a half.
13 and a half. If you can get it to 14, get it to 14.
All right, well, let's take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to discuss the SEC a little more in depth, go through some of those games, some of the trends. We haven't talked about the Tigers who play Charlotte this weekend, which should win. Should be a big win for them. But we'll also do some picks. We'll do Nuggets. We'll talk about the Shield, the NFL, and we'll do our top five SEC quarterbacks, which will be fun. You're watching The Odds Couple on Grind City Media. We'll be right back.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Can't wait. It's time to get it popping.
It's going to be crazy. The fans are going to be loud. We need just energy.
We're going to need, the form rocking. We're going to need, everybody in Memphis to be out there to come to support.
When the fans are good, we're good. Simple as that.
A Bane three. Yes, sir! Desmond Bane with ice water in his veins.
We'll ride the energy together.
There's no substitute for experience, the knowledge gained from having been there before, and the passion to share what you know to make everyone around you better. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Welcome back to The Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Welcome back to The Odds Couple here on Grind City Media. I am not Rob Fisher. I'm Lang Whitaker. Rob Fisher's flying somewhere. But John Roser's here. CJ Hurt's here. And we are discussing football and gambling and betting and trying to make some money this weekend. We're going to go through some of these SEC games. Missouri, Alabama is the interesting one we talked about earlier because Missouri's got some guys who are hurt. Missouri's had a disappointing season as it is. And I don't know if Brady Cook playing or not. I guess it would move it some. It's 17 now is the line, Alabama minus 17. Some of these notes Fish left me. Here we go. You ready?
Yep.
Alabama is 21-8 against the spread at home, 5-3 against the spread following a loss. Missouri's 2-7 against the spread in Week 9 games. What week is this?
Week 9.
Week 9. Doesn't bode well. Head-to-head, Alabama's won 5 straight in this series by 28.2 points per game. Yeah. Why does Missouri suck so much this year? I thought they were going to be better.
I never did. I never
didn't.
believe in Missouri. Missouri, they are what they are. They're like
Now Roser's letting his bigotry show.
with Missouri.
Yes.
They're like the.
Why do you hate Missourians?
They're like the Jeff Fisher of college football. Just like it's just mid. It's 8-8. They're 8-8. If Missouri was an NFL team, well, they were. They lost it, but what they were, they
Coached by
beat
Jeff Fisher for a little
coached
bit.
by Jeff Fisher. Just straight up, just man, we're going 8-8. Like That's Missouri football.
I
don't really have time for it.
I saw a couple things today where they were talking about Drinkwitz being the next guy at Florida.
Why would they want him?
Wow. That'll excite the troops down in Gatorland.
In Florida, they'll take anybody right now. Signetti should be the guy, shouldn't it? Like, he
should
talks
be
trash.
Signetti.
Like, he'd be awesome at Florida. Like, that's the kind of guy they want, because I don't think Kiffin would go there. Maybe he would, the way Ole Miss's season's gone. Next game, we got Texas at Vanderbilt. We talked about this one already a little bit. Texas is 5-2 against the spread this season, 8-3 against the spread. I should have asked you guys, Alabama, Missouri, or picking it, park it, move on.
Missouri, Alabama
minus 17.
I'm not touching that game.
I'm all over it. You're telling me that the quarterback
if the quarterback from Missouri is not playing,
the running back isn't going to play for Missouri, you're telling me you got a aggravated, pissed off Alabama team at home, and their fans are that way. Also, their fans are pissed off and agitated. Yeah, give me Alabama laying the 17. I feel like that's easy money.
Although Jalen Milroe's been bad this month.
Get right game. Get right game. Let's go. And it's not just Milroe. Alabama's not able to impose their will on the ground like they've been able to do in the past. I can't believe that all of that is on what's the homie's name? Jam? I feel like there's
two of them, Hayes and Harris. Okay. Jam and Justice.
Jam and Justice.
It's like Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
I can't imagine it's all on the running back. I feel like there's been a step back in line play.
There've been lots of penalties on them too this year. Like, that line has been penalized like crazy. And the kid they got, Proctor, that's the one who went to Iowa and then came back. Remember? And didn't actually ever play for them. He keeps getting penalized left and right, and the fans are so mad because they paid him all this money to come back, and he's the one getting penalized more than anybody. Caden Proctor.
I think everybody gets right. I think the run game gets going against Missouri. I think Milroe gets going again against Missouri. The Alabama defense should feast on a hobbled Missouri offense. Give me Alabama laying the 17.
All right. Texas at Vanderbilt. Texas 5-2 against the spread this season, 8-3 against the spread in the last 11 games. Texas is 5 of their last 6 on the road have gone under. I feel like this game is going to go over no matter what, though. Vandy, Texas, right? Like it's 53.5 is the number.
I think that's going over.
Vanderbilt 4-11 against the spread in their last 15 games at home. Do these Vanderbilt trends even matter?
You can read.
They don't even read them. There's no point in this.
They don't matter.
There's no point. Pick it or park it.
Pick it or park it.
Pick it or park it. I'm picking it. I'm laying the 18.5 with Texas. It comes to an end this week. You get a pissed off Texas team. Ewers back in week 3. That Vanderbilt defense, I don't care. What Georgia was doing was like freaking crazy NFL stuff, where they're like, we're going to line up at a 4-man front. But actually, nope, it's going to look like a 3-man front, and we're looking like this 3-3-3 crazy thing we're running. And we look like, you know what, it's just going to be the 3 guys rushing, except all of a sudden, no, it's 6 guys coming at you. And then it looks like it again. It's like, oh, well, no, I saw this last time, and they end up blitzing all these guys. So this is going to have to be a quick pass here. Hut, hike, and except it's just 3 guys coming at you that time, and they drop everybody back. Like, dude, you were so confused in that game.
He was seeing ghosts.
Yes. And Kirby Smart can do that. That is not happening in this game. I'm not buying it. I do like the over, though, because I think Texas can hit it by themselves. Texas, I'm laying the 18.5.
All right.
It comes to an end.
I believe I have a pick on this game, so I will.
You're going to sit that out. I almost took the over as one of my official picks. I reserve the right to change my picks, as you all know.
That is true. John does reserve rights.
I may take this. I may end up taking this, but we'll see.
LSU, Texas A&M. Interesting at all?
Yeah.
A little bit. I think this Texas A&M gets their first SEC loss this week.
Okay. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. But they're at home, so seeing what LSU can do away from Death Valley, I'm super curious about. I love what's the quarterback for Marcel Reed.
Wigman?
Is it Wigman?
Connor Wigman.
Wigman. I like him a ton. Texas A&M has 4. They're undefeated in the SEC right now with 4 conference wins. And the last time A&M, hold on, let me get the notebook.
Which notebook?
Workplace Slate.
Oh yeah.
Come on. The last time Texas A&M had 4 conference wins in the SEC, You have to go back to 2016. 2016, last time they had 4 wins. More than 4 wins, excuse me. More than 4 wins in the SEC, 2016. Since joining the SEC, they've only done it 3 times.
Texas A&M 3-10-1 against the spread in their last 14 games. Again, do we throw these Texas A&M trends out the window? Because this overlaps into the Jimbo Fisher
Nah, I think
era.
we hold on to those.
You think so?
Yeah, that's Texas A&M.
10-11 against the spread their last 21 games as a home favorite. Head-to-head, LSU 12-1 against the spread their last 13 meetings.
Yeah, Texas A&M at home since joining the SEC hadn't been great at Kyle Field.
No.
They just haven't been. I think that this year some of that gets rectified a little bit. I like the way Texas A&M is playing. Le'Veon Moss is somebody to watch for Texas A&M, running back for them. He is on the Maxwell watch list for best college football player in the nation. I would roll with Texas A&M minus a 2.5 here.
Okay.
What, Roser?
I'm a child.
What happened?
I have a childish sense of humor. Just,
I don't know what you said. I didn't catch it. Normally, I'm the one who...
I'll tell you during the break.
Tell me now.
Rectify. I'm a child.
Say rectify.
I told you I'm a child. Like yeah.
Pick it or park it. Texas A&M LSU.
This is what pro gamblers call. I don't know what to think about either of these two teams right here. This is what we pro gamblers call. It's a data point.
Data
It's a
point.
data point.
We still getting data points this late into the season?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
We always have data points.
point.
All right. I would probably go LSU. Nussmeier's been so up and down. Like, even in, from throw to throw in a game, he can look awesome and then look terrible. And I don't know what you're going to get out of him, but I don't know. I just feel like Texas A&M's kind of skated by so far. And I mean, if you're going to win by a field goal,
how good do you think LSU's run D is? Good
enough. I mean, Perkins got hurt a while ago and is out for the season. Their best defender, but I mean, they've got 4-star guys around that thing.
I think that's what it'll come down. Their ability on defense to stop Texas A&M running the ball and really getting those fans jacked up at home for the Aggies.
Have you seen the? Well, I'll save that. We can talk about Charlotte against Memphis this weekend. It's an interesting game because Memphis.
No, it's not.
Memphis is favored by. Well, it was 9. Is it still 19.5?
It's around there. It's around. It's 18. It depends on where you get it.
Here's the thing. So Memphis 5-11 against the spread, last 16 at home. 6-15 against the spread as a home favorite. 10-23 against the spread following a win. Like, these are all terrible numbers for Memphis.
Yeah.
And so if you ask me to pick it or park it, I'm parking it. I'm staying away from Memphis. I've stayed away from them all season.
18.5.
You have strong feelings on it? Either way, either of you guys? Pick it, park it,
I wouldn't
whatever?
touch it. I'd probably take the over. What's the total? 57. Yeah, I'd take the over. Yeah, I'd take the over.
Okay.
I think that's where I would lean as well on the over in that game.
Yeah, the over feels right. I mean,
it is homecoming though. Is Memphis' homecoming this week? It's home game.
Yeah, but you said, what is it, 57.5? So, like, Memphis and Navy, you would say, pretty comparable. Like, they played a neck-and-neck game at Navy. Navy beat them 51-17. That gets us our over. Navy beat Charlotte 51-17. Charlotte scored 55 against East Carolina. Like,
I don't think Memphis is going to score 50 against anybody.
Well, no.
Memphis scored 50 last week.
They did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they won like 52-44 against.
That was crazy.
Who did they play last week? Rice
North
or something?
Texas.
North Texas.
Yeah.
It all runs. They're all the same crappy teams they play. Yeah, they won 52-44.
Until they get out of this damn AAC.
Yeah, it's just, is what it is. I think you could take the over in this because I can see Memphis hitting high 40s, low 50s by themselves. Like, I could see that. Yeah.
All right.
Offense starting to click.
Click.
That South Florida game was weird. You had the hurricane thing. You didn't know where you were going to be playing. You ended up playing in Orlando. So you only scored 21 in that one. Like
weird fan. Not a lot of fans
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
So
It is an 11 a.m. kickoff. I don't know if that means anything.
that could be tough for points. 11 a.m.s are tough. That
Yeah.
could be tough on the body clock.
All right, we're gonna take one more break. We're gonna come back and talk the Shield.
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 I love the NFL. Not really though.
Roser's having a tough year. We'll talk about the Shield, and we have. I guess what else I got for you guys? Some fish nuggets. No. Fresh baked, hot off the grill or oven or something. I guess you can't really grill nuggets, can you?
Yeah, you can.
Filet has great grilled nuggets.
Oh, but those aren't nuggets. That's just pieces of chicken.
Yeah, that's what nuggets are.
A nugget has to be fried. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back and talk about this. You're watching the Odds Couple here on Grind City Media.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Hot Wheels fans, don't miss the exciting return of Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live Glow Party at FedEx Forum. Don't miss the world premiere of Stegosaurus. Watch your favorite Hot Wheels monster trucks light up the floor, including Gungster, Bone Shaker, and the legendary Bigfoot. Plus the dazzling dance party, laser light show, and more. And save up to 50% on kids' tickets. Don't miss this one-of-a-kind Hot Wheels experience at FedEx Forum, November 2nd and 3rd. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com.
At Southland Casino Hotel, it's time to work hard, play hard with our $500,000 giveaway. Earn entries October through November 9th and take home free play and amazing prizes on select Saturdays, including a big rig. Stay connected on social media for weekly drawing clues. Join us November 9th for the grand finale drawing where you could drive off in a four-wheeler, side-by-side, or big rig. Work hard and play harder at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzly stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
Welcome back to the Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Welcome back to the Odds Couple here on Grind City Media. I'm Lang Whitaker here with John Roser and CJ Hurt. Rob Fisher is at a wedding. I'm just going to make up a place for fish to be every time we come back. Rob Fisher's at a wedding.
Well, that's the last time we
Thursday
go to break.
wedding.
We should have started this at the beginning.
We got one more break.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh, good
Yeah,
grief.
one more.
All right.
But we're going to talk Shield right now.
Shield.
Yeah, big Shield energy.
Got a game tonight. The Vikings, the resurgent Vikings at the Rams.
We do not care.
We don't care.
Not really.
I care.
No, you don't.
I do care. I like the Vikings.
Do you have anybody on your... Puka Nacua is supposed to play, right?
I think so.
Puka Nacua is supposed to be back. Look, the Rams are about to trade everybody.
Yeah.
So the Rams lose this. You could really see Cooper Kupp's been mentioned in trades.
Shouldn't this be a showcase
You
game?
could see Matthew Stafford get traded. Like, there's a lot. Like this...
Where would they trade Stafford?
So the Vikings were mentioned.
That's interesting.
Kevin O'Connell was the offensive coordinator with the Rams when they won the Super Bowl.
You know who the backup is to Stafford?
Stetson Bennett.
Stetson Bennett the fourth.
And you know who's his backup?
I'm afraid to ask.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
No way.
Yeah.
How the mighty have fallen.
He's
Good
still
gosh.
around.
Handsome Jimmy, still doing it. So we don't care about that game. What games do we care about this weekend in the NFL? Baltimore at Cleveland? Nah, nope.
Hold on. I care about Vikings Rams. I care about all of these games. I care about Vikings Rams. I want to see the Vikings bounce back. You said Ravens Cleveland. Can Lamar Jackson continue to be awesome? Is he on his way to win his 3rd MVP? I absolutely care about that game. Want to see it
From a gambling standpoint, though, like I'm pissed about the Deshaun Watson injury because I was just riding against the Browns every week.
It's not like they got a good quarterback, Lang.
Yeah, I know, but people realize it now. It's a 9-point line. It's 8.5.
That line is way.
It was like 3 last week. Like people were still like, they still got Deshaun Watson, but they were like forcing him to play, and the offense didn't fit and everything. Now that he's out, they got Jameis Winston out there. It's not I mean, yes, there's a reason it's the line's 8.5. I mean, the Lions played the Titans. That line's 11. There's a lot of big spreads this week. Jets 7, Chargers 7, Texans 5, Denver 10, Chiefs 9.5.
The fact that the Broncos are 10-point favorites over anybody.
That's amazing. It's Carolina, but
well, never mind. Take that back. Never mind. That line would probably be around 12 or 13.
Andy Dalton hurt his thumb in a car accident. Did you see that?
Was the car accident playing football for the Panthers? Because it's been a nonstop accident for them.
I don't know. Was Bryce Young driving the car? I don't know.
No, he was driving. Andy Dalton's not good either. It's not like Bryce Young. Yes, you can say Bryce Young has been bad since he's been in the NFL. Sure. But they put Andy Dalton in, and there was one game when Andy Dalton first got the start where it was like, oh, maybe they should roll with Andy Dalton. And then since then, it's been the same bad Panthers. It's not like the Panthers all of a sudden got good when Andy Dalton came in. That team is just bad. Who's the other game?
Falcons at Tampa Bay, missing their 2 best receivers. Arizona at Miami. Talk of Tua coming back.
Go back to Falcons, Tampa Bay for just a moment. Where does everything sit in the NFC South? Because that game has NFC South.
It does. I mean, so this is 2 weeks ago they played and the Falcons won in overtime. Remember the pass, Kirk Cousins? But that game was a shootout. It was like a super high scoring game. Nobody could stop anybody.
Was that a Thursday nighter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Falcons are still in first place. Falcons and Tampa Bay are tied for first. They're both 4-3. In the NFC South, yeah, Falcons have the tiebreaker. I mean, the other teams in that division are the Saints and the Panthers. So, like, one of these 2 teams is probably going to make the playoffs based on this game, really.
I'm surprised that they are playing. They're going to be finished this early into the season. I thought the NFL was trying to do more
stretch them out
to set the December slate of games up to have real divisional impact. The Bucs have got to win this one.
The Falcons have such a weird schedule. Like here in November, December. In December, the Falcons play the Chargers, the Vikings, the Raiders, the Giants. None of them are in the division. Then the Commanders, again, not in the division. And then they close with the Panthers.
Oh, wow.
It's a weird schedule. The Falcons play the Saints, the Buccaneers in the next 3 weeks. So
they got to get a win, especially now against the Bucs without Godwin and
Mike Evans.
This is the time for the Falcons to seize control of that.
You would hope so.
Nervous about it? You got any thoughts about it?
I have a pick on this game, so I will.
You're going to sit it out?
I'm sitting this out.
Okay.
I don't know. Any other NFL games this week got you guys pique your interest?
49ers play the Cowboys on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, no.
Or Sunday Night Football, excuse me.
San Francisco -4.
I will tell you a thing to watch for in this game as a Niners fan, and nobody really ever pays attention to this part of the part of the game, but it is going to matter.
Special teams.
And it's special teams.
I knew it.
We are so bad on special teams. Yeah. So bad. It's every game. Every game there's a special teams play that kills us. We've gotten 2 kickers hurt on special teams this year, because we can't defend the kickoff, the new kickoff rule. And we've given up massive returns. It's at least, there's at least 1 to 2 special. There's always 1, and sometimes there's 2, at least that. Every single game we give up a big special teams play.
Is it the Steelers?
The 49ers are number 31 in special teams. I don't know how they're not like number 75, and there's not even 75 teams in the league.
Is it the Steelers who keep blocking kicks? There's one
Steelers
team
block kicks all the time.
Yeah.
It's the Steelers. They work it in practice. They lose
DVOA special teams, the Dallas Cowboys are number 1 in the league. So just pay attention to that. That Turpin kid is fast as hell. And if we have to punt to him.
So it's Niners -4. You're not comfortable.
It's 4.5. No, it was 5.5. I think the Ayuk and the Debo Samuel may not play. I don't think Juwan Jennings is going to play. So, I don't know. I just want to get to the bye week. This season sucks. It does. It's just everybody's hurt. The same thing happened the last time we lost the Super Bowl. Came back the next year and everybody got hurt. everybody got hurt. So it's,
Kansas City at Las Vegas. Hopkins plays probably.
Hopkins gets some snaps. I was surprised to see Devontae Adams out there with the Jets. I understand you only got so many games to play. When you make these in-season trades, you got to stick dudes out there as soon as possible to get the most out of them. But I kind of like letting players get acclimated first and then.
Well, he was there for a week.
Them. He was how long?
I mean, he was there the day the trade got announced.
Wasn't that like a Tuesday?
Whatever day it was, Aaron Rodgers was on Pat McAfee show, and Devontae Adams walked by in the background. He was already in his house.
Monday, was it?
It was a Monday or Tuesday or something like that. Yeah, it was. What I don't know. Wednesday.
I thought it was like a Tuesday or Wednesday.
Whatever.
But yeah, so I'm not sure if I would play Hopkins in that situation. But I would assume
they're desperate, aren't they?
They're going to play him.
Yeah, the Chiefs
know
need
they
him.
can't be desperate.
How hard can it
They're
be
undefeated. What
to
are
be
you
a wide
talking
receiver?
about?
Like they just tell you what route to run in the huddle. You button route. You fly route. Whatever. They just tell you go 5 yards and make a right.
But that's not how we're running routes, though. It is, hey, run 5 yards and make a right if the linebacker sits here or if the safety sits there.
But those reads are probably the same
everywhere?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe.
Listen, we'll find out.
There was a game last week, and I don't remember what it was. It was an NFL game where the guy didn't know the route to run. It was Adams, maybe. Yeah, he was like lined up. What'd you say, Jacob? Mari Cooper was lined up on the outside and wasn't sure what route to run, and the slot guy was like, hey, he just like motioned. He was like, you do this. You just cut up inside and go. And Cooper was like, all right. And they snapped it. He did that, got the pass, scored a touchdown. Yeah. So, hey, hot off the grill, because apparently you can grill these things. I have some fish nuggets for you.
Love that.
Friday Night Dogs are 18-6 against the spread.
Let's go.
This Friday night, the Dogs, Louisville, -7.5 against Boston College.
Okay.
That seems crazy to me.
So Boston College is the underdog?
No, Louisville. Yeah, Boston College. I'm sorry.
Boston College is
the underdog.
All right.
Boise State at UNLV. Boise State's favored 3.5. So UNLV is a home underdog. Okay. UNLV's been pretty good. And then Rutgers is the underdog at USC by 13.5.
Rutgers is absolutely going to hit that.
You think so?
Yes.
Against USC?
Yes, that's the one that I'd be most confident in. I'd go Rutgers, Boston College.
I'd go UNLV. Ahead of that.
Boise State's been good also.
Yeah, they have been good.
And that is that's a low line. Yeah.
All right. Alabama has won 67 of 70 as a double-digit favorite versus SEC teams. And they are a 13.5-point favorite versus Missouri.
I think
so they're 67-3 as a double-digit favorite.
Might be time to throw some of those Alabama things out because
and because
that's Nick Saban that was doing that.
Yeah, because they lost to Vandy straight up as a double-digit favorite this year.
So they might be
3
like
weeks
0-1 under Kalen DeBoer as a double-digit favorite in the SEC. All right. Vanderbilt, speaking of, 1-60 all-time against top 5 teams. Their lone win was earlier this year versus Alabama. They're playing a top 5 team this week, and they're an 18.5-point home dog to number 5 Texas.
You said 1-60?
1-60 all
61
time.
games. The one time they won, who was that quarterback? Is he back there again?
Yep.
I'm just saying. It might be Pavia time. Let's have a Pavia party.
How about it's not just the quarterback, the whole team. It's the whole team is back. It's not just one guy, the coach, everybody.
The whole team is returning from the Alabama win. Yeah.
From the team. This group of guys is 1-0 against the top 5 team. And they're going to be back against this top 5 team. A top 5 team that lost last week, for what it's worth. Texas A&M has won 33 of their last 43 as a favorite. 33-10 as a favorite. They're 2.5-point favorite versus LSU. Here's a Shield nugget. The Dolphins have scored exactly 70 points through 7 weeks. That's crazy. Which I'm only pointing out because they scored 70 in a single game last season, Fish says.
That whole team is built around Tua. And Tua's not been out there. Him coming back, as icky as it is to talk about him and what he's going through from a purely football standpoint, him coming back is going to do wonders for that offense, specifically Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. No, it will. It will. Huntley isn't the same.
They had 70 through 7 weeks, but they had some bad games earlier this season, didn't they? When he played.
Yeah, he was out. What week? When did wasn't that week?
He played like week 2 or 3.
Yeah, week 2. Like, yeah, that's fine. They had the comeback win against the Jaguars, where Tyreek went off later in that game. In the first week, and I feel like
he got hurt against the Bills, right?
Was that the second week?
Yeah, they won week 1 20-17, and then week 2 they lost 31-10.
And he went out. They were driving down the field trying to score to get back into that game when he got concussed. So I think that I can't say that they're going to be super great, but I don't think they're going to be near as bad as they've been, even though it's only been one real game of sample size data point.
Final nugget. Open up, Roser. Lamar Jackson is 18-5 in primetime games. He has the best winning percentage since 1970. Minimum 15 starts in primetime games. Second is Steve Young.
He's awesome.
23-7.
Derrick Henry is also. They are a combination back there that is just like you.
Wrecking ball.
Like you can run RPO stuff because here's another underrated part with the Ravens these last couple of weeks. Mark Andrews is catching touchdowns again. Those first couple of games, it's like, dude, is Mark Andrews just done to the injury last year? It's just he's gotten older and he can't come back from it. Mark Andrews caught 3 touchdown passes the last 2 weeks. So you got Andrews, you got Likely, you got Zay Flowers. We've seen Rashad Bateman catch a few long ones. And then you got Derrick Henry out of the backfield. And Lamar can run RPO stuff with him too. You've got that option. He can pull back and Lamar can take it himself, or Lamar can drop back and Lamar's got the weapons down the field now. Like,
just make the right read.
I think Kansas City was always going to get a receiver, but I do think Kansas City looked at that Ravens game Monday night and thought we probably need to do this sooner than later. Yeah. And I think I think Kansas City may not be done getting receivers. I think they're still going to be in the Cooper Kupp sweepstakes trying to get him if he's back totally healthy. That they're going to try to get him because I do think they beat them opening weekend, but they know you're always a different team later. And the Chiefs' offense is not getting any. Patrick Mahomes, the thing that doesn't get talked about that like they beat the 49ers with their defense. Mahomes made like 2 timely plays, and Brock Purdy turned the ball over. Mahomes that was the worst quarterback rating of his career in that game.
Patrick Mahomes hasn't been good this year.
On Sunday. Where Mahomes hasn't killed him, he turns the ball over a lot. He has 0 turnovers in the fourth quarter so far this season. So he's been good in the fourth quarter. He's not killing him in the fourth. But yes, Sunday was his worst quarterback rating he's ever had in a game in his career. Now, it was also Brock Purdy's worst quarterback rating that he's ever had in his career, and it was worse than what Mahomes did on Sunday. But I do think Kansas City looks at Baltimore and they're like, yeah, if we're trying to three-peat, that's the
hurdle.
The Instagram you would put up on Instagram and Twitter. The Ravens are a problem. The Ravens are a problem. They're awesome.
We don't have a graphic for this. I have one more nugget for you.
The Ravens are a problem.
The SEC leader in tackles is LSU's Whit Weeks. You know what his nickname is?
Wheaties? I don't know what.
The Honky Badger.
Let's go!
That's a great one.
Let's go!
I've seen that this week on Twitter.
Is that your word?
No.
Can I say that?
Twitter's been putting that up there. I don't know.
Can my people say it though?
I think I don't know if he's officially embraced the name.
You can say honky.
I won't
Yeah, whatever.
Roser decides. All right, we're going to take one more break. We're going to come back. We got SEC quarterback rankings, and then we got what you came here for. We got our picks. And some free picks, I guess. Roser, we need a free pick from you. All right, we're going to take a break.
I've already got it.
We'll be back here on The Odds Couple here on Grind City Media.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Can't wait. It's time to get it popping.
It's going to be crazy. The fans are going to be loud. We need just energy.
We're going to need, the form rocking. We're going to need, everybody in Memphis to be out there to come to support.
When the fans are good, we're good. Simple as that.
A Bane 3, yes sir! Desmond Bane with ice water in his veins.
We'll ride the energy together.
There's no substitute for experience, the knowledge gained from having been there before, and the passion to share what you know to make everyone around you better. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy.
Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Welcome back to The Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Welcome back to The Odds Couple here on Grind City Media. We're back. We're back. We got our last segment here, and we're going to start with our list, which we do our top fives. And this week, Rob Fisher asked us for our top 5 SEC quarterbacks. And it's kind of been a disappointing year for SEC quarterbacks. I actually saw a NFL mock draft the other day, and going into the season, Carson Beck was like a top 2-3 pick in the NFL draft, and now he's like the 5th quarterback in the first round, which was kind of surprising. So let's look at our list. We'll do Fish's. I've got his list here in front of me. Rob has Carson Beck, number 1, Nussmeier, number 2, Jackson Dart, number 3, Diego Pavia, number 4, and Brady Cook, number 5. We know Fish loves Missouri. Yeah. M-I-Z-Z-O-U.
Yeah.
I don't know. How do we feel about his list? I can tell you
whatever.
I'm not sure if Cook should be on it, and I think Dart is a little high.
Dart is top 3 nationally in yards per attempt, top 3 nationally in passer rating and PFF grade. So statistically, Dart's been really good. My list, I also have Carson Beck, number 1. Which I understand, controversial, hasn't had the best season, but 5 of those scoring drives against Texas started inside Georgia's own 30. He can get you down the field. He can get you in and out of offense. He's everything you want in a quarterback. He's had some bad reads. He's had plays where the receivers broke the wrong way. Like we talked about, how hard can it be to be a receiver? Apparently it might be pretty hard at Georgia because these guys don't know what they're doing. But I think Carson Beck's that type of player. Pavia, I don't think he's going to be an NFL quarterback, but who's been better than him in college this year? He's been awesome.
Yeah.
It's been great.
I agree with you there.
Jalen Milroe, not a good month, but a great first month. And when he's at his best, I think he's one of the best players in college football, but he hasn't been at his best that long. Ewers had such a bad game against Georgia, not really completely his fault, but was on the run most of the game and just never looked comfortable and got benched at one point. But if you're taking into it, the total package, what he's done for the whole season, it's got to be in my top 5. And then Jackson Dart, I'll have him at 5. I know statistically he's in the top of all those rankings. I just don't like him. Looks like a dirt ball.
Yeah.
CJ, who do you have in yours?
I got Nussmeier 1, leading SEC in passing touchdowns, and I think he has I want to say most team success from the quarterback position right now in the SEC. That his team's got the best record. Right,
in the SEC.
In the SEC,
Texas A&M is number 1 in the SEC.
I understand that, but they don't got a quarterback I can put up here, so I'm gonna roll with LSU, and I'm pretty sure LSU is undefeated in the SEC. Right, the LSU only has the USC loss, so I would say that they're tied in the SEC right now, and they'll break that tie this week. Give me Pavia 2. I think that if we did like a consensus and worked with a consensus on who we all did a consensus list on who we think is the best quarterback in the SEC, Pavia would be one because he's 2 with you, he's 2 with me. I think we'll find out where he is with Roser.
He's 4 with Fish.
I think he'd end up with the composite score to be 1. He's just a special player, man. So much fun to watch. I'll go Dart at 3 because he's got all the stats that back it up. Give me Beck at 4. I wanted to put him higher than Dart, and I couldn't do it because of the 8 interceptions. And then I'll end with Milroe, who is second in the SEC from the quarterback position, rushing the football. So he brings it with his arms and his leg. Pavia obviously is number 1 in the SEC as from a quarterback's position running the football. Rosa.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Quinn Ewers still at number 1.
But I didn't have him on my list because he hadn't played
That's fair. That's fair.
Right? Like
that's
he's
fair.
got 3 games in?
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. I'd still take him. If you lined him up on a wall and said, okay, you're starting your SEC team, which one of these guys are you taking at quarterback? I'm taking Quinn Ewers.
He still has 1,100 yards passing.
Yeah, we'll go Pavia number 2, Nussmeier 3, Carson Beck 4, and Jalen Milroe 5. I was looking at Connor Wegman, and then I realized Connor Wegman has played 4 games. He's played 2 conference games for Texas A&M. But Connor Wegman on the year has 3 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Fun fact here, that game where they destroyed Missouri, 41-10, Connor Wegman was 18 of 22 for 276 yards. 0 touchdowns.
I'm not sure
still
why.
didn't throw a big score, 41 points.
I'm not sure why he's the quarterback right now.
And then Mississippi State, he threw 1 touchdown, and he was 15 to 25 for 217, a touchdown, and 2 picks. Like,
I'd run Reed out there. I'd run Marcel Reed out there.
Yeah.
Unless there's an injury that I don't know about. And they benched him for Reed earlier in the season. I don't know why they went back to him.
I thought he was hurt earlier in the season.
I don't know all about this Wegman. Connor Wegman. It's crazy, though, because if you would have asked before we started conference play, dude, everybody would have had like Nico.
I just realized, none of us have
Nico
Nico.
1, 2, 3. You would have had Nico. Quinn Ewers would have still been up there, obviously.
Yeah.
But we would have had Carson Beck. We still have on our list. Milroe, a couple of who did not. You didn't have Milroe. No, you had Milroe.
We all did.
Fish
No,
didn't have Milroe. Fish didn't have because he had
Fish
Brady,
had Brady
Cook.
Cook.
Over here. Whatever. My God. But yeah. So not a great year, but
I didn't have Nussmeier in mine.
And boo to Fish for having Pavia 4th instead of 2nd. We could have that could have been a clean sweep of us all having
Of all
Pavia
people,
at number
Fish.
2. I know.
Like he's been on the Vanderbilt hype wagon all season.
Yeah, Fish not having Milroe or Quinn Ewers.
Yeah. Disappointing.
Yeah, Fish, that's just stupid.
Let's get to our picks, shall we? Picks,
big picks.
Got some big pick energy. We're going to start with Fish's picks, the Fish picks. I don't know why he chose these games, but here's what he chose. He took Charlotte plus 19.5 at Memphis. He's taking the points there. He's got Navy plus 13 versus Notre Dame. He's got Ole Miss minus 20.5 against Oklahoma. Just figures Oklahoma's packed it in, I guess. The Texans minus 6 versus the Colts. Kind of like that one. And the Lions minus 11.5 versus the Titans, who are trading away their team as we speak. So I understand that one. I like that one too. It's a good, smart pick. All right, let's go to my picks. I also took Navy plus 13 versus Notre Dame. Navy's been one of my locks all season. They've been winning over and over. And Notre Dame always loses these games. The games that are important, that you got an eye on them, got to keep an eye on them. I'm going with Navy. Indiana minus 6.5 versus Washington. Indiana's quarterback could be out for this game. He had thumb surgery. He's probably out for this game.
Washington coming off a bye.
Starting a red shirt. It's a little scary, but I trust Kurt Signetti. He wins. He told us he wins. He wins. I'll take him. Vanderbilt plus 18.5 versus Texas. I don't think they're going to win this game, although as I'm saying those words, like I wouldn't be shocked if Vanderbilt won this game. The way this season's gone, like who knows? So give me 19 points and give me Vanderbilt, 18.5, whatever it is. I'll take Vandy. Let's go doors down. Same kind of philosophy here. Last week I took Florida State against Duke thinking Florida State's going to win one of these things eventually. They are not. I was completely wrong. Florida State is terrible. And we saw what happened last year when Florida State packed it in against Georgia in the bowl game and lost 63-3. This is your rival. Miami is not going to let up. Cam Ward is going to come out here and try to make a statement. Just signed his big Adidas contract this week. He's moving up in the quarterback rankings and the draft lists and all that stuff. I think Miami wins this game by a lot more than 3 touchdowns. And then, look, the Buccaneers are missing their 2 top wide receivers, team they lost to a couple weeks ago in the Falcons. Falcons coming off a loss to the Seahawks. I'm going to go with the Falcons, -2.5 at the Buccaneers. CJ?
All right, I'm going back to the well, hopefully to the right one, though. Hopefully it's not dry on me. Iowa, Northwestern, hit me with that under one time, under the 37.5. You could have made that over under 12.5, and I'd still take the under. Vanderbilt plus 18.5 against Texas. I think that line is too high. Texas could win this one and dominate in doing so, and you look up and it's only a 17-point.
Vanderbilt's going to score.
Yes, absolutely they will. Got to take them. It's Michigan State hate week. Shout out to little brother out there. Michigan laying the 3.5. Let's get right against Sparty, shall we, fellas? Baltimore -9 against the Browns. I just don't know if they have any answer for what that backfield is going to be able to do. And I don't think that the Browns offensively are good enough to handle what the Ravens can do to you defensively. So give me the -9 there, even though it's a little big for my liking. And the Packers are playing the pitiful Jaguars, so I'll take them laying the 4.5. Rosa.
CJ. All right, here we go. I'm going to take Navy plus the 13 against Notre Dame. These first 2 worry me a little bit now. I feel like I'm just on the too popular side here. And that Notre Dame they probably have the talent to be able to stop what Navy does. Like, we know what Navy does. They throw the ball a little bit more than they ever have. But, like, at its core, you know what Navy does.
Yeah.
Here's my worry with Indiana. Yes, it's the fact that their quarterback is not going to play. Here's my other worry. Kurt Cignetti. He coached James Madison last year. College Game Day visited James Madison last year on November 18th against Appalachian State. And they lost 26-23. That was their only loss in the regular season. That worries me here.
Washington is no Appalachian State. Come on.
Opposite sides of the country. Opposite sides of the country for sure.
Appalachian State of the West.
I'll take SMU. A lot of chalk here. I hate all this chalk. SMU -12 at Duke. I think SMU's awesome. I don't think Duke is.
No.
Duke beat Florida State. Like, whatever.
They lost to Georgia Tech.
A lot of people have. Like, I think SMU's pretty good. I think their offense is great. I watched them against I think they've gotten better and better each week. I did watch that Louisville game they played. Everybody thinks you're insane for taking the New York Jets. Well, have you seen the New England Patriots play?
Yeah.
I have. Also, these 2 teams played earlier this year on a Thursday night. We saw what happened. The Jets, I'm going to lay the 7 with them against the Patriots. And then I'm going to lay the 2 with the Bengals against the Eagles. I don't think the Eagles are good. So, and I do think the Bengals have gotten better and better. I think the Bengals cover this number, especially because it's at home.
We need a good week from the syndicate.
Yeah, we need a good week.
We are 77-83 on the season.
Yeah,
48%.
We're usually
just
above
below
500.
So we'll get back. It's good get right week for the syndicate. Do you have a free pick for us, John?
Yeah, we're taking Aaron Jones, Justin Jefferson, touchdowns tonight. Do that, parlay it. It pays out well. And then we're going to do the Yankees plus 110 to win the World Series.
I was going to take the Yankees too as my free pick.
Yeah.
I feel like they've got the pitching and the Dodgers don't.
Yeah.
I think Sam Darnold is playing for his job tonight against the guy who they want to come take his job. So take him over 250 passing yards and 2 touchdowns on the night.
You're going to bet on Sam Darnold.
Let's go.
You think he's playing for his job? This is it.
This is it. This is it. And we talked about it at the start of the show. Get rid of your preconceived notions, man. This isn't the year for it.
New World Order.
This New World Order. Come on.
New Sam Darnold order.
Sam Darnold is good at football, y'all. Buckle up.
All right. We're going to find out. That's this week's Odds Couple. We'll be back on Monday with a small version of the show, the program, from the small studio across the hall. Rob Fisher will be back. I'll be back. One of these 2 clowns will be back too. And we will talk about what happened over the weekend and set you up for next week. You're watching the Odds Couple. I'm Lang. Fish isn't here. That's John. That's CJ. See you next week here on Grind City Media.